Hey guys, in this video what we're going to be doing is going over a product which one of our premium members sent in at the beginning of his journey just to review before he went ahead and purchased it. This video is going to contain some really good points which you need to implement into your own business. So we're going to be looking at our SaaS settings, going to be looking at a source store where he was going to purchase this product from, and we're also going to analyze the product and what to do, what not to do. Because it's not just a case of finding a profitable product, it's understanding what things you would want to consider when you're actually looking at that product. So let's get to the product. As you can see here, we have got the Espo Cream Peroxide. This is from Salon Services. And I asked the person, can we actually introduce this into a YouTube video? So I was going to look at the profit, because at the moment this is for my own personal fees. So I've got a prep fee on there, I also have storage fees on there. Our premium member, he was actually saying that this was a really good ROI when he was looking at the product. So what I was going to do was alter the settings and have a look to meet his ROI for the video. So when I was looking, I turned off my storage because it was new. I didn't know if he had set some storage. That didn't reach the profit. I also turned it to not registered, which that still didn't reach the profit. So I went into my settings. And as I went into my settings, as you can see here, I have got the 30 pence per kilogram. So if your product weighs 2 kilograms, for instance, that's going to be a 60 pence added fee. That is just going for the inbound shipping. So I deleted that just in case he hadn't set it. I turned the storage off, so turn that off, and a prep fee. So when I came to look at this product again, and we open SaaS, I thought that this is going to be now profitable for us, which you can see that is profitable. But he was reporting that it should have been 50% ROI. So one thing I did check is this, that was not registered. You can see 20% ROI. And what I did check is this setting here. So they're not applicable. This new seller, he is not VAT registered. So he should be using not registered instead of not applicable. So this product was giving him false data. Just to reiterate what we've just gone over, we need to be going over the not registered. Especially if you're not VAT registered, you need to be using this setting. So as you can see, this product really isn't a good one in regards of ROI so far. But the other thing is, he also has this cost price here, so £2.25. And I was looking at the product, and obviously we can see it's £3.90 or £4.68 including VAT. Or we have this special offer on. So if we was to buy 12, we'd get it for 27. So let's work that out. 27 divided by 12, that equals £2.25. The thing is, this is not including VAT. So as you can see, we have the £2 cost price here. We still need to add VAT on, which is going to be the 20% in the UK. So what you could do is this cost price, we could actually use shift and then the 8 to create the little star emoji, and then add VAT on, which is times 1.2. And as you can see, this cost price now is £2.70, and that is including the deal. We have got obviously coupon codes which we'll be able to utilize, but just for this example, we're just showing you that you can, but it's not really worth it once you've added the VAT on. So for me, this product isn't a purchase already, because we're not making enough profit, but we've learned a valuable lesson. We need to be adding VAT onto websites like this one, especially if you see this X VAT, that is excluding VAT. It does depend on the product, what you're actually selling, and you will always have to either talk to your supplier if that's included or if it's not. And you can see we have got that VAT included price here. So that was a really good 2 lessons, but we haven't analysed the product yet. And like I said, every product which you approach, you've got to understand what you need to be looking at. So let's go to the Amazon page. When we're first starting out, what you would want to be doing is looking at the product. As you can see, it's a bottle. We can see it's S Pro, and you want to be making sure that brand matches underneath. If this was either generic or something like Navigators cream peroxide, then you'd be worried because that is not listed under the brand of the product. You'd be wanting to match the product, making sure the size is different because this is a bottle of something, making sure this 3% is there, this 10V is there. So you can see this is a matching product, and that gives us a benefit of the doubt that that product is correct. But because this product is 1 litre, we need to also consider other things. So you'd be wanting to consider this product's weight. So you could do that by checking this button here. And as you can see, we have got 1.07 kilograms. So you'd be only able to fit roughly 22, 23 of these units into a box if you're sending them all into Amazon. So that might put you off a little bit, especially if you was only making like £1 profit. It's going to cost you £3 to send the product into Amazon, and that would be a little bit of a off-put for me. Another thing we would be wanting to do, obviously it's profitable, it's got a lot of sales. Well, it's not profitable, but we're pretending it's profitable. You'd be wanting to look at the buy box price. So you could scroll this across, make it bigger if you want, and you can see these charts a little bit bigger. And you'd be wanting to try and see if this buy box line is actually fairly stable. When I say stable, it needs to be not moving up and down like this. When you see it like this, it's just inflated, so you'd be wondering why is it gone inflated. And sometimes it might be like there'll be less sellers on the product, so people could charge a premium because there's less supply. But you'll be also looking at the year chart and the all-time chart. When I'm looking at the year chart and the all-time chart, we want to be making sure there's no major drop-offs. And we could look at Keeper a little bit better to show that. So year chart, all-time chart, and we can see there's no major drop-offs. Usually if there's a major drop-off, it's quite considerable, and what you'll be able to do is zoom in and just make sure that that isn't just sellers selling out. This is the offer count, so this is people selling out, going down. And if there was a major drop off, it would be straight from 15 to 1, for example. So that would be a major red flag. Looking back at the year, you can see this buy box price is fairly stable, so I wouldn't be too fussed about that. That would be the sign of a good product, especially if you're buying a lot of bulk. When we're doing arbitrage, we're not usually getting too much stock depending on which supplier we're going with, so it would be always something to consider, but mainly more for wholesale, that you've got to make sure that this buy box is really stable. As you can see, we have got more sellers in coming in onto the listing at the moment. We don't know if they're going to be doing the same mistake, not setting up their settings correctly. But you could also notice once we get more sellers on the listing, this buy box has started to go down. So from £8.28, we are now down to £7.20. So that is removing at least £1 profit. The other thing you need to consider as well is if you look at this chart here, so this is the confirmed sales for this product. This is a variation product, as you can see with the variation tab here. You would want to be considering that this is a confirmed sales. It has got pretty much consistent sales throughout the lifetime of the listing from this data point starting. We could also tell by the BSR that is low as well. So when I'm talking about the BSR, that is this green light. This is where it's in its category of the beauty category. As you can see here, beauty category. Really, this product, if it was profitable, it does look okay, because we've got consistent sales. We haven't got no major drop-offs to implicate some sort of IP drop on the off account. The buy box has been fairly stable. Obviously, we have got fluctuations in price, but you are always going to get that. Other things which I would consider, obviously, looking at the off account down here, so you can see we have got 17 sellers on there. This product does sell quite a lot at here 100 times a month, but you want to also consider like the sellers stock. So we can see here they've got 30, 47, 1, which this one might not necessarily be one. It might just be a basket limit, so that means that the customer could actually only purchase one at a time instead of ordering multiple. You'd be wanting to obviously check the different stock levels, check how many sellers are on the listing, because there is quite a lot of sellers on this listing, and that would be one thing which would be putting you off, especially people with nearly 100 units in stock. Another thing I'll be checking is making sure the buy box is actually being shared, so you have got that opportunity of winning the buy box and making a sale. But another thing which I will mention is, because of this product, it is a chemical, it's peroxide. So to me that does sound like we need to be checking dangerous goods, because if you're not checking dangerous goods on this sort of product, you can actually fall into a bit of a trap. And then if you're not in part of the dangerous goods program, it's going to be pretty bad because it's going to hold your stock behind. So if you are doing dangerous goods, make sure you sign up to the dangerous goods program first. But always be aware that if this product was a dangerous good, that shipping into Amazon is going to be a lot more expensive. So to check the dangerous goods program, I've got Seller Central, sorry. If you go to the top and search dangerous goods, what will happen is you get this box pop up on the right hand side, and you can check whether the product is hazardous. We could look up at ASIN, and it's got this example box. So we could now go and take the ASIN from Seller. So I've just done that and pop that in here. And that product is apparently not a dangerous goods, so you will be able to use the partnered shipping into Amazon. If it was a dangerous good, it would be very expensive to send that product into Amazon. You'd be thinking that probably a 20 kilogram box, if you're doing a full box, that shipping may cost you £10-15 instead of that original £5. Another thing which I would also consider is this product is going to be some sort of cream, some sort of liquid. So this would require some sort of polybagging, making sure that you have no leaks. If you have a leak in a box, it's really not worth it, just for the sake of 10-20 pence for a polybag, because that will ruin your whole shipment into Amazon. I've done it before, and you can take the risk on certain products, but it's definitely not worth it. This product, for me, is not a good product to purchase. It's heavy, it's a liquid, it's not profitable, but it's brought so many opportunities to learn. If you are interested in learning, what you can do is sign up to the FBA Navigators. We have got a 7-day free trial and also a 30-day money back guarantee. So I hope you like this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.